Nothing in this podcast or on our website should be construed as medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider for your individual nutritional and medical needs. The information presented is based on our research and is strictly that of the author and not necessarily those of any professional group or other individual.
Hi, I'm Sue Becker from Bread Beckers. Welcome to Sue's Healthy Minutes. I'm so excited you've joined me today, and I hope this episode encourages you and allows you to find the answers you have been praying for the health of you and your family. I'm often asked what type of fats and oils I use for my baking and cooking. So today, as promised last week, I will share with you the oil I have chosen to use and a few nutritional reasons why. First up, for most of my bread baking, that is yeast breads, muffins, pancakes, coffee cakes, and other quick breads, I use extra virgin olive oil. Now, when I first began making all of my bread from freshly milled flour way back in 1991, I used the most popular vegetable oils sold in the store. I didn't know better. But my continued research about the processing done to most of our food led me to discover that these highly processed oils were not at all healthy. My studies led me to olive oil. After all, it does seem to be the oil of choice in the Bible. Olive trees grow throughout the Mediterranean region, and olive oil is, of course, the primary source of fat in the Mediterranean diet, which is considered to be one of the healthiest diets in the world. But not all olive oil is the same. There are many levels of processing done to olive oil, which greatly alter both its flavor and nutritional benefits. Extra virgin olive oil is the least processed of all, which is why it is my oil of choice in most of my baking and cooking. To earn the label of extra virgin olive oil, the oil must be cold pressed from the olives using no chemical solvents. But more specifically, one of the main parameters to classify the quality and the labeling of olive oil is a percent acidity. Extra virgin olive oil must have an acidity of 0.8% or less. If you're like me, you might be wondering what exactly this acidity means. Some consumers confuse a lower acidity with intensity of flavor of the olive oil, but that is not completely accurate. Neither is this acidity a measure of the acid level of the olive oil. In other words, this is not a pH measurement. Acidity in olive oil refers not so much to the taste, but rather to the presence or lack thereof of free fatty acids in the oil. The percent acidity is more of an indication of how much or how little oxidation has taken place in the oil prior and during the pressing of the oil. You might remember from the previous episodes of the Fact About Fats, our discussion of the chemical structure of fats and oils and how the carbon-hydrogen chains of fatty acids are joined by weak chemical bonds, which allow the oil to be saturated or unsaturated in varying degrees. Olive oil is made up mostly of monounsaturated fats and more specifically, fat compounds known as triacylglycerols. Chemically speaking, these are molecules made up of 3 fatty acids linked to a glycerol molecule. These compounds are naturally formed within the olive itself as the fruit develops. The percent acidity in olive oil is the result of the degree of the breakdown of these triacylglycerols and a measurement of the free fatty acids now present in the oil. Okay. Now, I realize that all of this scientific information may seem dry and boring to you, but hang with me for a few more minutes while I explain further. It really is important information for you to consider to know what you're looking for in olive oil and why. So back to our chemistry. This link between the glycerol and the 3 fatty acid chains is weak. This weak link can easily be broken if the olive fruit is damaged during harvest or by poor storage practices. Also, long delays between harvesting and extraction, as well as careless extraction methods, can all lead to the breakdown of the triacylglycerols in the oil, leading to a higher percent acidity in the oil. This percent acidity then measures how much of these free fatty acids are in the olive oil. Therefore, acidity is a general indicator of the quality of virgin olive oils. The free fatty acid level in the olive oil is thus a direct measure of the quality of the oil and reflects the care taken from the blossoming of the olives to its extraction and the eventual sale and consumption of the oil by the consumer. Therefore, the lower the acidity of a virgin olive oil, the better. As stated earlier, to be classified as an extra virgin olive oil, the oil must have an acidity of 0.8% or less. Oils labeled as virgin olive oils have an acidity of 2% or less. And all olive oils with an acidity over 2% are classified as oil for refining purposes only and are considered not fit for human consumption. Okay, now you may be asking, how do I know the quality of olive oil I'm buying? Unfortunately, the olive oil industry, like many other food industries, lacks integrity. Studies and testing on extra virgin olive oil sold here in the USA found that about 73% of the most popular brands of olive oil sold in the US had been adulterated by lesser quality oils and did not pass the specific scientific testing for extra virgin olive oil, despite what their labels declared. Many years ago, we were actually using an olive oil that was labeled first cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. After learning of the common disreputable practices in the industry, we had the oil tested, only to discover that it contained only a fraction of actual olive oil. This is indeed concerning. So what are we, the consumers, to do? The answer is only buy olive oil from a reputable source that you trust, and also look for an oil that is bottled in the country of origin. At Becker's, we have chosen a reputable supplier of Greek extra virgin olive oil from the Isle of Crete. Olives and olive oil are inseparable from the culture and cuisine of Greece. Greeks consume more olive oil per person than anyone else in the world. So it is no wonder that in an average year, the small country of Greece produces the third largest amount of olive oil in the world. Olive oil has played a major role in Greek history, culture, and cuisine for centuries and remains a key element in their famously healthy Greek Mediterranean diet. The olives for most Greek olive oil are grown on small family-owned farms. This small-scale production enables the farms to give the attention to detail necessary to achieve the highest quality extra virgin olive oil. So no wonder we chose Greece as our source. Here at Becker's, we sell 3 brands of bulk extra virgin olive oil in either 3 or 5 liter tins or a 3-liter box, all to protect from exposure to light. Agrelia is our most popular brand. The acidity often varies with the olive harvest, but is tested and guaranteed to be 0.8% or less acidity. It is sold in 2 sizes, a 3-liter and a 5-liter can. Our Cretan O2 extra virgin olive oil brand comes in 3-liter and 5-liter black tins, and it has an acidity level of 0.2% or less, indicating an exquisite quality extra virgin olive oil. Our Pezza brand of extra virgin olive oil comes in a 3-liter box with a plastic insert with a spout for dispensing. This oil has an acidity level of 0.5% or less. We also carry a line of specialty infused extra virgin olive oils by Olivelli. Olivelli also uses only the highest quality extra virgin olive oils. All of their oils are sourced from single estate olive oil farms with an acidity between 0.2 or 0.3%. All of the flavors are 100% vegan, using only essential oils or natural flavors to infuse their oils. If you haven't tried these amazing oils, you are missing out. They will truly brighten the flavor of any favorite dish or baked good or recipe, whether savory or sweet. You can check out all of these oils on our website, breadbeckers.com, or better yet, I think you should come into the store for a tasting. You will be so glad you did. I find it interesting that years ago, when I was unknowingly using an adulterated olive oil in my baking, I found that it often lent a bitter taste to some of my baked goods, especially muffins and coffee cake. I thought it was normal for olive oil. Today, I realize that this off flavor is definitely not normal and was only because the oil was very poor quality and not an extra virgin olive oil at all. I use our Greek extra virgin olive oil or the Olivelli infused oils in most all of my bread baking, and the flavor is absolutely delicious with no bitter taste at all. Now, I do not want to conclude today's episode without telling you at least a few of the health benefits of extra virgin olive oil, which is, of course, a side bonus to the delicious taste. There are actually quite a few helpful compounds found in extra virgin olive oil, including the cholesterol-lowering monounsaturated fatty acids. As discussed in detail in the last episode on the fact about fats, monounsaturated fatty acids are able to use cholesterol for its many and varied functions at a cellular level. Much has also been said about the Mediterranean diet and its benefits for a healthy heart. As mentioned before, one of the main components of this diet is, of course, extra virgin olive oil. Studies have indicated that extra virgin olive oil is an anti-inflammatory agent containing numerous antioxidants and is beneficial for naturally dilating blood vessels, which may potentially even lower blood pressure. Extra virgin olive oil has also been known to show anti-carcinogenic properties. The antioxidant activity of certain compounds known as polyphenols, in particularly high concentration in extra virgin olive oil alone, has been shown to reduce the risk of developing certain types of cancer. A number of studies have also linked a high extra virgin olive oil intake with maintaining healthy bones. Again, it's the polyphenol compounds found in extra virgin olive oil that have been shown to improve bone density, reduce the risk of hip fractures, and improve overall bone health. And last but not least, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil supplies about 13% of your daily requirement of the all-important vitamin E. So go ahead and double dip that piece of real bread in some extra virgin olive oil, and hey, maybe make it extra special with some of Charmaine's bread dipping herbs by Salt Sisters, also found at breadbeckers.com. You know, the rich history and symbolism of olives, olive oil, and even the olive branch is without question one of peace. Kings were anointed with olive oil, and queens such as Esther used the oil as part of her beauty treatment. And I do not think it coincidental that Jesus spent his final days as a man on earth out the Mount of Olives with his disciples. In the Garden of Gethsemane, a place that literally means olive press or olive yard, Jesus was crushed like an olive to the point of sweating drops of blood. Enough to cry out, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me." But then declared for our sakes, "Yet not my will, but yours be done." He did this to become the pure and unadulterated oil of healing and reconciliation so that we, as sinners, might obtain peace with God. I want to thank you for listening today. May the peace of God be with you. Next week, I will continue my discussion of fats and oils I use in my baking and cooking. But until next time, this is Sue Becker from Bread Beckers with Sue's Healthy Minutes.
Sue's Healthy Minutes podcast has been a presentation by the Bread Beckers Incorporated located in Woodstock, Georgia. For more information, store hours, and learning opportunities, visit breadbeckers.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Share this with 2 friends who would benefit from this information, and be sure to join us again next week for more of Sue's Healthy Minutes.